She's a straight white basketball player, and she is not being treated with any sort of respect whatsoever.
You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters. Well, just when you thought the WNBA could not be a bigger joke, and we've had so much happen, I haven't even had a chance to talk about the 30th anniversary print that's coming out that left Caitlin Clark off. A total clown show. Kathy Engelbert, paint yourself up. Put the wig on. Ronald McDonald style. I wouldn't call you the Joker. The Joker was cool. Kathy Engelbert, total joke. Ringleader, Barnum Bailey, WNBA circus. Last night, we had probably the biggest thug in the league, Alyssa Thomas, viciously put that part of the forearm and a fist into Caitlin Clark's throat. The biggest star in women's sports. Fuck basketball. Women's sports. Excuse my French. And viciously put a knee directly between her legs into her groin. The WNBA had an opportunity to do a course correction here because the league is getting destroyed by everybody. The mainstream media, I'll give the sports media credit and sports personalities across all sports. You got people in the NFL crucifying the WNBA right now. Boomer Esiason, former legendary Cincinnati Bengals quarterback, is a host of Boomer and Geo, a nationally televised radio show out of New York City. It's on CBS Sports Network every morning. He called for Caitlin Clark to leave the WNBA and go overseas. Dan Patrick slamming the WNBA. Colin Cowherd destroyed them today over the treatment of Caitlin Clark. The WNBA, Adam Silver, Kathy Engelbert, there's been talk of her leaving. She should be fired. Kathy Engelbert should be out the door. This is a joke. As opposed to sending a real statement, I'm talking 10 games, 20 games, a massive fine. They have handed down a 1-game suspension to Alyssa Thomas. This league is not serious at all. And as much as I enjoy watching Caitlin Clark play, she could go play overseas, and we would find a streaming service to watch it on. Caitlin Clark, go to Project B, or is Alyssa Thomas going there? She may already be signed to Project B. Go somewhere. This is ridiculous. The league does not want to clean itself up. This league does not want to grow. This league does not want to further itself and better itself. Upon post-game review, the Phoenix Mercury's Alyssa Thomas had received a flagrant foul 2 penalty and 1-game suspension for recklessly making contact with her fist to the throat area of Indiana Fever Caitlin Clark. It was announced today by the WNBA. The incident for which Thomas was deemed to have committed the non-basketball act occurred at the 6:52 remaining in the second quarter of the Mercury's 111-109 win over the Fever last night at Gamebridge Fieldhouse. Per WNBA rule, the league office has the option, following its review of any game, to reclassify a flagrant foul or to classify a flagrant any foul not called as such during a game and impose a fine or suspension. Thomas will serve her suspension June 27th when the Mercury visit the Toronto Tempo. It says They have the ability to impose a fine or suspension. It does not say the suspension has to be 1 game. I will say this about Roger Goodell, and he drives me crazy in the National Football League. He drives me nuts. But about 3 years ago, through an arbitrator, Deshaun Watson, with 30 civil lawsuits against him, a quarterback that's with the Cleveland Browns, got a 6-game suspension. Roger Goodell stepped in and suspended him for 17 games. Now, it ended up before an arbiter, but Deshaun Watson, instead of serving a 6-game suspension, he served an 11-game suspension. Adam Silver or Kathy Engelbert should step in here and say, no, we've got to send a clear message across the league. 10 games, 20 games, real, eye-opening, national news-making kind of suspension. They're not going to do it. This league is made up of a bunch of cowards. And look, bullies are cowards too, like Thomas. This is a joke. Colin Cowherd today.
They just keep driving into a wall at full speed with Caitlin Clark. They now have a commemorative poster of 30 years of the WNBA. Caitlin Clark's not on it. And it's not just like an ode to the veterans that started the league. Paige Beckers and Angel Reese are on it. And Caitlin Clark's not. You guys, when she broke into the league, you moved her road games to bigger arenas to accommodate the fans. You were flying the last 6 rows of Southwest Airlines until she made such an impact, you pivoted to private jets. And she's not on the 30-year poster. But Paige Beckers and Angel Reese are. What? I mean, recently there were TV games. Hers got double the rating of Asia Wilson, the best player in the league, the 3-time champ and the 4-time MVP. Double the rating. This is a paranoid, weird, insular league. And everybody, older golfers were a little annoyed and irritated when young Tiger Woods got all the love and all the coverage. But about, a couple of months later, they went like, hey, wait, the purses have gone up. We're all getting richer. And they got over it. They got over the Tiger thing pretty quickly. WNBA can't get over this. And people are very critical of commissioners. I'm not. I think Goodell's A++. I think Rob Manfred's been on a 3-4 year heater, and Adam Silver got $77 billion in the TV deal. Guy's brilliant. But Kathy Engelbert, what are you doing? You're not heavily promoting her to the Olympics. You should have been totally outraged for the game. You can't put her on the 30-year poster. The officiating's awful and way too physical. Way too physical. The NBA allows physicality in the finals when the season's at the very end. But they want to keep their players healthy for the regular season and early rounds of the playoffs. Why hurt your content? Adam Silver in the league now. You get to the finals, that's a man's game. Wemby, good luck. WNBA regular season is officiated like UFC. There's no eye gouging, but almost everything else. So, and she didn't have great communications with players, according to players. So last night, Caitlin Clark, there's a hand to her throat. Nothing's called.
There's a hand to her throat. On national television, by the way. Can you imagine if you were just a normal fan that tuned in? I'm not going to play the Dan Patrick clip because this video's running long, but I'm playing Boomer Esiason.
If I were Caitlin Clark, I would seriously consider going to play overseas somewhere and get the royal treatment and get real money
From the Saudis?
from somewhere. I mean, there's
She
international.
can't go to the Saudis.
Well, she can't go to the Russians either, as we saw that Brittany Griner got stuck there.
She did. Well, yeah, in jail.
Right. So
Can't take that money from PIF.
But a lot of the women actually do play, in European leagues because they.
Let's be real. If Caitlin Clark played in Russia and Alyssa Thomas was over there playing like that and she put a fist in her throat, Putin would have her thrown in the gulag. Do you get me? And I'm not kidding you. They wouldn't put up with that shit. Diana Taurasi played in Russia for years.
Supplement their income. But now supposedly their income is going up here. And I know that Caitlin makes a ton of money off the court in terms of endorsements, and rightfully so. But I think that there's a petty jealousy, and she's a straight white basketball player. And she is not being treated with any sort of respect whatsoever.
Wow. Boomer. Keeping it real. That's why it's one of the very few morning shows I actually watch. Boomer Esiason, right there. Because he won't sugarcoat it. He'll come right out. Came right out and said that on New York sports radio, televised nationally. She's a straight white player. She's treated like shit. She's disrespected. And now, not only do they have the treatment for the last 3 years, and now they got last night, but even worse, the pathetic suspension makes this look even worse. It makes it look terrible. The league has no self-awareness whatsoever. It's crazy. It's crazy. You got Cowherd basically saying Kathy Engelberg needs her ass run off. No shit. One game. One mother freaking game. Huh. I mean, wow. You bums would be on Greyhounds going to games. Staying down at the Fleabag Motel if Caitlin Clark hadn't showed up. They should have wrote a 0.5% out of every check across the league to Caitlin Clark into that CBA. Bunch of ungrateful bums, the commissioner included. Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.